Hello and welcome to another episode of Catamount InSight. I'm June Meza. I'm a junior here at DHS, and today we're here with some members of One Act. I'm here with Brennan and Olivia. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
So could you guys just, introduce One Act, like what it is, describe it?
Yeah, sure. So One Act is a competition play. You have 55 minutes to get your set on stage, perform your show, and move your set off stage. That's pretty much it.
So what got you guys interested in One Act?
I think for me it was the challenge of taking a long show and cutting it down and getting it into a 55-minute time limit. Because a lot of the time, the shows you're doing aren't made for that. Although a lot of the time take, the show we're doing right now, Twelfth Night, it's a musical by Shakespeare. Well, the play is by Shakespeare, and then they did a musical rendition. But that's a 2-act, that's I don't know how many acts.
It is 2 acts, I'm
It's a
pretty
2
sure. I
acts?
think it is.
It's like a 2-act show, and you have to take that, 2-hour show and get it to fit into 55 minutes. So for me, it was just cool to see how Miss Sane, our director, would pull that off, and also just to be a part of it.
So it is a competition. How did the competitions go?
So we're in a region. We have 8 members. There's 8 different schools in our competition. So basically, you have 15 minutes to set up your set. And there's these go lines, which is basically you have to have your set behind a certain point, and everything, your people need to be behind that line too. But you have 15 minutes to put stuff together. So the way our set was set up, the dads that built it and stuff were able to build it up and then push it back. So we had 15 minutes to do that, and then also do sound checks. Our tech could figure out any things we needed to work out. Our orchestra could warm up, and then we had to go behind the line, and we perform and get our set off. And then we have, I think, was it 15? I think it was 15 minutes to load everything out.
It was less.
It might have been, I'm not sure. It was kind of a blur because you're moving. It's very fast-paced.
Very fast-paced, and there's a lot of rules.
Yes, there are a lot of rules and stuff. If you can't leave anything on the stage. If there's I remember, it was at the very end. There was one of our cast members. His name was Ben. He had his mic, and there's these little foam things they put on the ends of the mic, and it's to make sure that there's no weird breathing sounds and stuff. It kind of muffles that, and his thing fell off, and it was on the stage, and I watched it fall off, and we had it was in towards the end of the show, and so I was really worried. I was oh my gosh, because if we left that on, then we would get a penalty for it.
Yeah.
But luckily our stage manager, he was able to come by and he swept it off, which was really nice. But
Junior came came in clutch.
yes, that was. But I was so scared because I was on stage and I was
The thing is, you're timed, right? And they won't end your time if something is left on stage.
Okay.
So that's why it's so stressful, because if you go over time, you basically don't have a chance of winning.
Yeah. So it's very
Hey,
stressful.
it's very hardcore.
Yes.
Very
yes,
very
for
strict.
sure.
But obviously you guys do it for a reason.
Yes.
I do it for the fun of it, because I just enjoy theater. But
Yeah.
Could you guys talk about the play, the One Act play that you guys just describe
the one
it?
that we did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's
So.
the lead, so I can do that.
So our one act play was called Hetty Feather. Basically, it is the story of this girl. Her name is Hetty, in I think it was the 1800s, and she was born, and her mother wasn't able to take care of her, so her mother gave her up to foster care. And so she lives in a house with this lady named Peg, and she has 2 brothers. And, the first part of the play kind of shows her growing up, but then the second part of the play, she has to go to the Foundling Hospital, which is basically an orphanage. And it was such rough living conditions and stuff, but kind of a theme throughout the whole play is she's trying to find out who her real mother is. And while she was a little girl in the village, she met this lady named Madame Adeline, who was a circus, horse rider. And a big part of it too, Hetty has red hair, and Madame Adeline had a red wig, but to a 5-year-old, she was oh, it's red hair. We both have red hair. She must be my mom. So she has this idea the whole time that this lady is her mother, and then finally one day she runs away from the Foundling Hospital, and she finds Madame Adeline, and Madame Adeline's I'm not your real mother. But But then she finally finds out who her real mother was, who is actually a lady that was working in the foundling hospital the whole time. And she knew that she had a daughter in the foundling hospital, and so she got a job there so that she could, like, see her daughter and be with her daughter, because she wouldn't have the chance to otherwise. But kind of the whole idea is that Hetty has such a hard life. Like, that is so difficult. But she's so fiery. She's got so much. She has, like, a zest for life that I feel like is really inspiring to everyone. What do you have to
No,
Maybe you could talk about your role or your character.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So I played her brother. He was there pretty much the whole time with her. They grew up. They were actually sent to Peg's house together.
We weren't
Like,
biological siblings.
Okay.
But they were. We were both picked to go to that house together. So we were together from the start.
Okay.
And it's like they grow up together, and after they get taken to the foundling hospital, because they both go at the same time, they're the same age. He shuts down, because he lost his sister, who he's like that was his whole world.
Yeah.
Taken away. He lost his mom and everything, and it's like he shuts down. And what really brings him back was later on. So they split it up by boys and girls. The boys live on their own and the girls live on their own. And at one point, Hetty, she poses as a boy so that she can go see her brother to make sure he's okay. And obviously he's not. But there's this whole emotional scene that she did great on. But there's this whole emotional scene where, like, he's not talking. He hasn't talked in like a year. And she's trying to get him to talk, 'cause she missed him, and she hasn't seen him in that whole time. And it was really emotional, because it shows, like, how important family is. Like, I think that's mainly for me what this whole show was about, was like showing the importance of family, real or not. Like, because, like, she's with this foster family who's not her real family, but she feels like they are. And then she has her real mom, who she loves. And it's kind of showing, like, for me, it shows just the importance of family and to care about that.
So you guys seem really, like, connected to not just the roles, but the actual play itself. That's really great. What was like also with One Act itself, like, I guess the hardest things that you guys had to overcome, and also, like, just something that people don't realize is so difficult about being in One Act?
I think and I think it goes for any theater thing you do, but especially in One Act, it's like getting into character. You know, like, I can go on stage and say some lines, but not actually feel anything. And I can't make the audience feel anything if I don't feel it. I think one of the biggest struggles with the show, because like you were talking about, it's such an emotional show. It's almost like you have to put yourself in the shoes of the characters. So, like, as Hetty, I was like, how would I feel if I literally had my entire world ripped away, and I was with this strange place I didn't know, all these people I didn't know? How would I feel? I would feel sad. But the thing about Hetty, though, is that she has determination. So I had to find that determination within myself to be Hetty. But I think that's one of the hardest things about One Act and theater in general, is, like, finding the character within yourself. And it's almost like, I feel like a little part of Hetty has, like, left with me. Even though the show's over, like, I still feel like I still identify with Hetty very much.
That's also what I like about theater, because you grow connected to the characters you play, and it's like they never leave you, because a lot of times you learn lessons from them, and you grow as a person playing that character. If you ask any dedicated thespian what roles have stuck with them most, they're most likely going to say all of them.
Yeah.
They're most likely going to say all of them. And the thing about One Act or just really any competition show in itself, is our director, Miss Sane, the first thing she asked us is, do you want to have fun or do you want to win? Because they're very different. They're very different. Because having fun means you don't dive into the backgrounds of these characters, and you kind of just, you make it believable, but you just have fun with it. But we went the winning route. So we would have whole rehearsals where we just sat down and talked about our characters. And that's what I also love, too, because then you really figure out who this person is. And that's why I love acting, because you can play someone you're not and really learn about, like, other cultures and other people and how people function. So for me, that's what I do about it.
It's a lot like meeting a new person, I think. It's like because like here's this person I know nothing about, and I'm supposed to be them. So it's
Yeah.
like figuring out like just little things, like figuring out who you would be if you were them.
I feel like that's so deep. Like I could never thought about it that way. I don't know. That's oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I actually really love hearing that. So why do you think theater is so important to have in school and for students to be a part of?
It's social connectivity. Like you get to meet new people who have similar interests to you, which is I think the most important part of like being in high school is doing these things and like connecting with new people. And it's also just one big family. Like we all call it our family. I mean, we all love each other. It's like we enjoy doing these things, but for other people who don't do it, I feel like going away and sitting in a show it's like just watching another world. Even though you're not in it, you can still learn about other cultures and how things might have been. Like for our show, it was in the past. So you can learn how things were in the past, what the clothing looked like, and all of that. I think it's just not only an escape from reality, but almost there are aspects of reality in it. Like people will write shows, maybe in fiction, but they'll have lessons that you can apply to your real life, and that's what I like most about watching theaters. Like you can learn new things about people and even yourself, and it's also just the emotions you feel during it.
Adding on to that, so back in like I think it was like the 1600s, when like the Puritans first came over to the United States. I promise I have a point, but I promise I'm not just going on a history lesson. But they banned theater because they were like, oh, it's lying because you're not you. Which I think is really interesting. But I feel like kind of how I view theater is that even though like I'm not an orphan child in the 1800s, obviously, but I still feel sad sometimes. I still get angry. I still get confused. I still feel lost. And I think what's so important about theater is I think it teaches us the importance of emotions and how we handle them. Because I may not be going through what Hetty is going through, but I've gone through things in my own life. And I think where we find the realism in theater is in the emotions, because it's all about emotions, how you feel and stuff. Because if there was no emotions, you wouldn't care. And I think that's something that's so important about theater. And then also you were talking about like the community and stuff, like the people I have met through theater, like genuinely, like it's some of the greatest people ever. Anytime I'm upset or anything like that, I know I have my theater family, and even like people that have graduated. Like there's this girl, she graduated last year. Her name's Lily Sharp. I don't know if you know her, but like Lily is like my best friend. Like I call her like once a week, and she's all the way in UGA. But I love her so much, and I wouldn't have gotten to know her if it wasn't through theater. So the connections you build are so important.
And it's like one of the greatest experiences I've had doing theater is Thespians Conference.
Oh yes.
So it's like any conference, but what it is
It's like imagine like how many is like 3,000
I think it's like 3,000 to 4,000 thespians, and we
theater
all go to,
kids in the state of Georgia.
we all go to Columbus, Georgia, and there's workshops that you can learn different aspects of theater, script writing, acting, makeup, anything you can think of. And
Juggling, stilt walking.
combat. There's
It's
literally
crazy.
anything, but you get to be in this city for 3 days. So another part of one act is that they call it adjudicated.
Yeah.
You can have one of the 3 judges is actually an adjudicator for ThesCon. That's what we call it. Meaning, there's a chance that your show could be picked to perform at that conference.
There's a chance we could actually perform our show again.
We don't know yet if we got picked.
Yeah, we
I don't know.
like December.
Really? I didn't know.
It's December.
Oh,
this next month.
Oh gosh. But it's like you meet so many people there because you see shows, you see other people's shows, and those shows are amazing. I mean, last year the shows I watched were amazing.
Yes.
But you really it's meeting the people that make it best for me, because there's so many people there that it's like you're never not gonna meet someone new.
Yeah.
Like unless you're like lock yourself in the hotel room for the
Yeah.
you're not gonna not meet someone new.
Yeah, and
It's a very big community. It's just that's what's beautiful about it to me is the aspect of meeting new people.
yeah.
Well, I guess I was gonna ask what got you guys into theater, but I feel like
Oh yeah.
I just love the acting aspect.
funny story. I actually started my first show, if you know Miss Triplet, at I think she's at the junior high now. Yeah, she's at the junior high. I was part of the morning announcements. I would go on the intercom and I'd be like, "Good morning,"
Yeah.
and they had an announcement about they were doing Peter Pan. And I was like sort of thinking about doing Peter Pan. I was like, I don't know. Like I had never done theater before at that point. And Miss Triple was like, but just try out, see. And the rest is history. Like here I am. So it's kind of like I wasn't even intending on doing theater, which is kind of like the butterfly effect. It's like I just auditioned for that one show because someone was like, well, why not?
Yeah.
And so now I'm here. But I've stayed for the the people, and like I talked about like the emotions and stuff like that.
Well, if we're going into stories of how we started, for me, so my elementary school, Westwood, they always do a 5th grade show. Most of the time it's a musical. And it's specific to 5th graders. And I had always seen those shows, and I'm like, that would be fun. So 5th grade year comes around, and they have auditions for it. And I go in there, I'm like, I'm going to bomb this. I'm going to do so bad. Because, the way the show it wasn't, I guess I call it more of a showcase, because it was just a collection of different Disney songs. It was they had Monsters, Inc., they had Moana, they had Marvel, which I forget what song they did for that.
My favorite musical is Marvel.
I know, I don't know. It was
Game the
Avengers,
music.
and I don't don't remember what song they did. But they had Zootopia, and there was one more, but it was. So you were trying out, before each song, they would have a monologue from the characters of what was about to be shown. And that was what really everybody was going for. And so I did it. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to end up in the background. No, I did not end up in the background. So I actually ended up being Nick Wilde from Zootopia. Which was
the
fox.
Yes,
yeah.
okay, I didn't want to be...
There are pictures out there. We'll leave it at that. But it was really fun because for me, that was the first time second time I had ever gotten up in front of a crowd like that. And it was, the thing for me, it's adrenaline. It's an adrenaline you don't feel anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to mess up, but at the same time, you're talking, for me I was talking to kindergarten through 4th graders and other 5th graders. It was something about that feeling that I had was I want to do this again. So then I kept doing it.
And I think a big part of it too, and you kind of touch on this, is storytelling too. I feel like I love telling stories. Not even in a performance aspect. I just let me girl, did you hear what happened? I'm one of those people, So I feel like theater's almost like a form of that, you're telling a story.
Hey, it is called drama.
It is called drama. So.
And I think being a part of that world is what's amazing to me. I mean, because with the show we just did, I never would have experienced anything like that. I'm not an orphan. I'm me. But I never would have had the experience of moving from place to place constantly like that and having to grow up like that until I played that character. His name was Gideon. Playing him really showed me what some kids out there go through. Because the whole thing is that orphanage they're a part of, they live with that person until they're 6. So from when they're months old to 6 years old, they live with that person. And then they have to get taken away and never see them again. That's I never would have imagined anything like that. So getting to experience the emotions and having to figure out what emotions he was going through. It was because I had 2 decisions I could either shut down completely and not show any emotion, or cry all the time. And I went with the shut down route because I thought that was more. I felt like that would be more impactful, and I think it was. I think it ended up being impactful. But it's just the exploration of emotions and just being a part of a world that you probably never would be a part of. That's really intriguing to me.
And then for students who want to be in one act, or even drama in itself, what words of advice do you have, or just encouragement?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I feel like that's I cannot tell you the number of times I've talked to somebody and they're like, yeah, well, I almost auditioned for that show, but I was too scared to. I'm like, why not? Because, like, it's kind of like I get, like, it's like that scaredness, and, like, I still get scared for auditions, you know?
So do I.
Yeah, like, it's still, like, scary and stuff, but like, if you can take that risk, it's like it's a whole world you never would have known about, and the people you meet, like we were talking about, like, there's so much, and it's such a major part of my life, and I feel like the more people that could experience theater, I think the better the world could be, because I feel like I think I have a greater understanding of, like, life in general because I do theater. And so if someone wants to do theater, even though it's scary, take that risk because it's so rewarding.
Yeah, and even if you don't do the acting aspect, there's still so much more behind the scenes
yeah.
that go into it. So if you feel like you're too afraid to actually go on stage, do backstage.
Backstage,
you're never seen.
you can do
You can do lights, you can do sound. I mean,
if it's musical, if you can
you can be
dance.
an orchestra member.
Yeah.
You can be a part of the band.
There's like
there's so much that goes in.
Costuming.
Yeah, what people don't know about theater is that there's so much that goes into the behind the scenes aspect of it. People.
I think our crew was bigger than our cast.
We had moving the set. We can't do that. We're on stage. The lights, we can't do that. There's so much that help create this world that we can't do ourselves. So like I could sit here for probably an hour and list off all of the things that you can do as a backstage person. Mm-hmm. And that's where some people start. Mm-hmm. Like some people start on backstage, but then they start acting in shows because they've been around it and they kind of feel more comfortable with around the people and the directors. Because I think what most people are afraid of most is being judged. For me, that's what it was for me. I was like, I'm gonna go into this room and audition in front of someone I don't know. How are they gonna react to what I do? Mm-hmm. But what I learned is that they're your number one supporters, and I think that so if you really want to do it, just do it. Mm-hmm. Even if it's not up on stage, just be a part of the community. Even if you don't do backstage, I'd say try to enter yourself into the community first, or at least second. Getting yourself into the community will get you more, okay, this is the kind of people I'm going to be around, and I think it takes away some of the fear.
Okay, well, thank you guys. That was really great.
Okay.
I feel like people are going to watch this and listen, like, I feel like, why wouldn't you want to be in theater?
Yeah.